Okay, so in this video, we're just going to be looking at fractions to decimals and decimals to fractions. There won't be a lot of practice because you've done a lot of practice in class already. I just want you to have some notes so you can reference it if you ever forget how to convert those. So in our table of contents, if yours looks like this, I want you to skip 11 and 12 for now. I want us to put integer operations there, but we'll come back to that. For right now, just go ahead and 13, 14. We are going to put decimals, and then you can put an arrow in both directions, fractions. And today's date is the 13th. All right, so we should have this. And then if we go to page 13, we'll go there in a little bit. We just need that sheet that I gave you yesterday. All right, so in this sheet, you can fold it. Get that out of the way real quick. And the only two we're going to be looking at today are just fraction to decimal and decimal to fraction. So let's start with fraction to decimal, just to get your steps written down. So steps are fraction to decimal, just like what we looked at yesterday. The first thing you want to do is divide your numerator by denominator. And that's really all we have to do when we go from fraction to decimal. The only thing I want you to be aware of is if it's a mixed number, just put whole number to the left of decimal after dividing. So if we look at one that has that in mind, looking at an example, let's take a look at 3 and 5/8. So if we want to turn this into a decimal, just look at the 5/8. So numerator on the inside, denominator on the outside. We need to add a decimal 0 and just go through your division. So I'm going to do that quickly. You do that on your own as well. 6 goes into 50. 8 goes into 50 6 times. Sorry about that. Subtract, we get 2. Add a 0, bring it down. Goes into 22 times. We get 16. Subtract, we get 4. 0 finally goes in 5 times, and we're done. So when we bring the decimal, we get 625 thousandths. Since it's a mixed number, you're just going to put that right in front. So our final answer is 3 and 625 thousandths. One more example real quick for you to have is if we have 4/9. Go ahead and do the same thing. Numerator on the inside, denominator on the outside. 9 goes into 40. 4 times 9 is 36. And we see we get the same thing again, 40. So we know we're going to get 4 again. So our final answer can just be 4/10, repeating, so with that line above it. All right, then looking at the other side, decimal to fraction. This is the one we looked at today. And the only thing you have to do for this one, find place value of the last digit in your decimal. And then you're just going to write the number over the place value. And then the very last step is you'll just simplify your fraction. So if we look at a couple examples, if we look at 0.8, 8/10, well, this 8 is our last digits in the tenths place, so we can say 8 over 10. Simplify by dividing by 2. We get 4/5 as our final answer. Another example we can have 73 hundredths. And so we can just put 73 over 100. Can't be simplified, so that's our answer. And one more, if we have a decimal with a that's greater than 1, we can put 1 and 92 hundredths like this. And then again, same thing. It goes all the way to the hundredths place, so we can just write 192 over 100. So that's all the notes we'll be taking on this for right now. So what I want you to do as of now, you can cut along the dotted lines, but then in your notebook, we said it was going to be 13, 14. So go ahead and put this in on 13 to the left, because we're gonna have some other notes to the right on page 14. So go ahead and glue this in, and you already have your table of contents, so that should be it. Thanks.